Here are 5 things I'm concerned about through this point of the MLB season. At number 5, what are the Pirates going to do with O'Neal Cruz? This project of his in center field has been a disaster.
And playing IKF at shortstop doesn't feel like a valid excuse for putting him out in center. So I don't know, maybe you stick him in a corner?
But his shortstop defense hasn't been very good so far in his career either. It is just fascinating that somebody that athletic can't find a position. At number 4, the Yankees are going to have to trade for a pitcher.
But who do they trade for?
The guy that comes to mind right off the top of the head is Sandy Alcantara, but it's going to have to be somebody because once again, they've got an elite offense and a rotation that is struggling.
There's just not a ton of top-level starting pitching that just happens to be available for the Yankees whenever they need it.
At number 3, is Luis Robert legitimately cooked? The dude had an awful year last year, and he is off to a horrendous start in 2025.
Let me reframe the question. Cooked for who? For himself or for the White Sox?
Are you even convinced at this point that he could leave the White Sox and figure it out? I'm wondering if this is just who he is now.
It's the White Sox!
Why are you convinced he'll succeed now somewhere else?
Because he's not that old, and he's been good.
He's not old at all, but the strikeouts are way up. He doesn't walk. He's always injured. There's a huge swing and miss problem. I don't know.
I'm going to take everything that happens on the White Sox with a grain of salt.
Garrett Crochet was good on the White Sox.
I think if Luis Robert went into a new environment with an organization that understands what it's doing and a good support system around him, I think he'd be doing just fine.
And number 2, what's our concern level with Roki Sasaki? He's had a couple really bad starts, one good one, but I just wonder about that shoulder because the velo has not quite been up to par.
There's worry with the shoulder. I think there's zero worry with the pitcher, though. What are we doing? He's 23 years old. By the time he's 26, he's going to be unbelievable and still younger than pretty much everyone else.
But are you concerned this shoulder thing, especially if it lingers, could cause him to miss significant time?
Yeah, it could hurt the Dodgers this year. So sure, he'll have to take his lumps. Maybe he'll have to get surgery. He'll miss some time, but then finally he'll come back and he'll be healthy.
I will say the people out there, especially the former players trying to dunk on this dude, look like absolute clowns. This is not us saying that. The people doing that look ridiculous. And at number 1, how are the Braves possibly doing what they're doing right now? It makes no sense in any way, shape, or form.
It doesn't make any sense at the start of the season, but if they did this in July, I think everyone would just turn their heads the other way. It happens. They're still more talented than most of the teams in the National League. It's all the same players. Spencer Strider's going to come back healthier than ever. I think there's zero reason to freak out.
How about the fact that there's never been an 0-7 team to make the playoffs in the last 20-something years?
I guess. But they play 162 games. 0-7 is not that big a deficit.
Guys are going to have to start hitting, I'll say that. Not that we think they won't, but nobody's hitting in that lineup right now besides Matt Olson and Marcell Ozuna. Which of these storylines stick out to you? Are you concerned? Not concerned? What stories did we leave out? Let us know in the comments below.